first ever held, African Union, Model African Union Conference in Asia.
I would like to express my deep appreciation to the host, the Korea Africa Future Strategy Center.
This conference brings together ambassadors and embassy personnel from African embassies, students, scholars, diplomatic personnel alike.
I really welcome this approach that perfectly coincides with the vision of building cultural and academic linkage.
Many judges, very renowned judges for this conference.
Thanks to the abundance of hydrocarbons, Algeria has not only been able to facilitate the international cooperation with Europe.
Cameroon is the second hydroelectric potential of Africa with an estimated capacity of more than 13,000 megawatts.
Furthermore, the Salgid is in firm belief that Africa's historical energy shortage is not only an economic issue, but it's also a social issue.
As with the case of the Congo, we can aim to connect Inga 1, Inga 2, Katanga, and the Southern Africa.
Egypt is aiming to become the pioneer in nuclear energy field. For that, Egypt also is concerned in creating convenient and safe environments.
In consideration not only of energy needs, but political stability, development, industrialization, and others.
Delegate Rwanda believes that there are 3 levels of action guidelines that we each have by the end of today's conference. Collaboration in continental level, regional level, and domestic support.
South Africa is actively promoting the usage of renewable energy and successfully agreed on the Durban Protocol at COP17 in 2011.
And most of biomass energy is from wood. It has serious environmental effects. Furthermore, sharing and managing natural resources is also critical to East Africa.
Kenya is one of the few nations within Africa that has actually translated this vision into reality. Before we look at the technical aspect of the agenda, it is important to look inside the already existing structures that maintain the development of energy infrastructure.
Welcome back to the afternoon sessions, and I now call the Technical Committee on Energy Matter to order. Who will make the first presentation on this draft. Please raise your flag. Okay, Angola, you have the floor.
Thank you. As you have mentioned throughout the position statement, we will be focusing on the human part.
The one common ground that we have is that we need energy self-sufficiency.
We're going to take advantage of the already existing database, already existing organizations.
Human development by increasing capacity building between the educational level and the commercial level.
Us delegates recognize the relative impracticality of renewable energy to solve the impending matters of energy crisis.
Sustainable energy must go hand in hand with sustainable industrialization because they are inseparable agendas.
When we have multilateral cooperation with PPPs, that these practices will be done in the best way possible.
Our community or our regional players brought out is the administrative practices, which includes reporting channels and investigation and performance audit.
Ultimately, the discussion should factor into consideration, number one, what type of energy to invest in, and number two, how to finance these investments.
Now, the recognition of sovereignty over natural resources is a very important factor for African development.
First, we request more continued investment in energy parks.
And I will get the questions, the comments, or anything And after getting the questions, I will ask the sponsor of that paper to respond to the questions.
The delegate raises the question on regional initiative. This is in regard with the Convention of Corruption that was proposed by the AU.
Are the delegates of West Africa willing to accept this compromise?
We cannot guarantee full transparency within this protocol.
Many African nations, including Libya and other separate Central African states, are decentralized.
The roles of regional power pools must be strengthened in order to prioritize projects of mini-grid and off-grid systems.
To deal with all these trade disputes, instead of the WTO jumping in and having into the matters that they don't have jurisdiction of.
You can have foreign direct investment, you can invite these foreign investments while at the same time maintaining your national sovereignty.
We are the best continent with the most portion of our energy sectors coming from renewables. This is a market that countries like Korea and China cannot ignore.
Or maybe easier to carry out to tackle the issue from micro level of scope.
I was very much impressed your performance and your enthusiasm.
I'd like to announce the winner of the third prize is delegate from Rwanda. We have another third prize winner, delegates of Egypt. Delegates of Cote d'Ivoire. Delegates of Zimbabwe.
First prize goes to the Republic of Kenya.
I just think simply Africa needs help and we should be concerned about them. I stand here to know more about them.
The biggest reason why I attended to MAU conference today was because I really sympathized and agreed on MAU's belief that African issues can only be solved within African perspectives. I'm so glad to be here today.
For all the participants, I would like to welcome them, and what I want to say, to emphasize, is that Africa is growing, and we are very happy for this interest that people here have. Africa is welcoming all Koreans to invest, to be part of the development process of all African countries.